We're looking forward to match week 27 in the Premier League. The Premier League is actually counting down slowly, and we're getting to the business end where every result comes with lots of implications and consequences. But anyways, the best talking point for this round action, Victor, Aston Villa are actually like favorites, or they are supposed to be favorites to win against Leeds. But the question here is, why are they priced rather high to win, despite the odds looking well in their favor?
Yeah, it's a bit high that and rising. It's pushing towards 2. I'm not that confident about them beating Leeds, if I'm being honest, and it's not just based on the odds. Leeds have been tricky customers for a lot of top sides this season, and seeing Villa's recent home results, it makes sense. Out of the last 5 at home, Villa have lost 3. My guess is a draw here, but it can honestly go either way. I wouldn't be too shocked by either team winning, but I'm expecting a draw.
That's a bold one, but we'll see how that one plays out. And over to you, Max. Brentford are enjoying a positive run of form at the moment, obviously, especially at home. But the question is, will they be able to keep that run intact against the Brighton side with no win in their last 5 games?
I mean, they should. I mean, if they didn't lose to Nottingham Forest a couple of weeks ago, I would probably say definitely. But with that result, they still have a great form at home. They lost only this game out of last 9, while Brighton didn't win a single game in the last 6 Prem games, drawing only 2. So, I mean, obviously with the form of both teams, Brentford are favorites. But with that result against Forest, it can somehow slip out and be even a draw or even lose for Brentford. But I'd say they're favorites, but this game can go either way.
Interesting. And back to you, Victor. Chelsea are one of the most informed sides in the Premier League at the moment. Is it a straightforward victory expected against Burnley?
I believe so, yes. Burnley have not looked like a Prem side all season, and now they've also gone out of the FA Cup against a League One team. I don't think Chelsea should have any trouble here. The only way Burnley can get anything out of this is if Chelsea somehow decide to revert to Maresca's tactics of getting a red card every game. But other than that, no, it should be a relatively comfortable win for Chelsea.
Fair enough. And back to you, Max. Will Bournemouth be able to carry on their faint push for European spots, facing a tricky trip to West Ham?
I'm actually not so sure about that, because unexpectedly West Ham lost only 1 of the last 5 at home. They actually won 2 of them, even though there was 1 FA Cup game, but still, they're not that bad as they looked a couple of weeks or maybe even months ago. And also the funny fact that Bournemouth couldn't win for almost 8 years on the road against West Ham, so I'd say I expect West Ham not to lose, but I don't see them winning, so I'd say probably a draw.
That's a bold one. And on a final note for this video, Manchester City and Newcastle, they've played how many times this season, and there's a potential possibility they can play even 2 more times in the Champions League as well. But Victor, now City have beaten Newcastle, enjoyed the better of them this season. But do you think this particular game, the bookmakers have overpriced the odds for City to win, especially when you consider the current form of Newcastle, who just beat Karabakh 6-1 in midweek?
Yeah, I was expecting a different sort of adjustment for the odds after that 6-1. But Newcastle did win the reverse fixture in the Prem, 2-1 at St. James's in November. I do have doubts about how Newcastle are going to cope against a side as strong as City without their captain. Bruno Guimaraes is out, and it will take about 2 months for him to get back. City are going to go at Newcastle quite hard, especially after Arsenal's slip, and I don't think the Magpies will be able to shut them out. Whether I expect a City win, I would say yes, despite the odds being a little bit, let's say, weird.
Yeah, fair enough. But anyways, one thing we are certain about is that it promises to be an exciting round of action this weekend. But we've still got more Premier League games to discuss, and we'll be doing justice to that in another video. Stay tuned so you don't miss out.